we can start.
Thank you. A very good morning, everyone, for the 4 a.m. club, the Sattvic Habits Club. So it's been quite a while since we started this journey, a little more than 2 months to be precise. And we started with the first habit of waking up early, in which we encourage people to start waking up a little earlier than what they used to get up at. And many of you have been waking up at 4 a.m. and anytime between 4 and 5 a.m., etc. So very good to see that. And eventually, we added this second habit of performing the sun salutations every day, and well over 40 days now, going towards 60 days. So as we do that, many people started thinking that, I'm unable to get up early because I sleep late. So then we thought the third habit should be all about how do we make sure that we sleep well? How do we increase our sleep quality so that irrespective of the demands of the modern life, how do we sleep better and deep so that we can wake up earlier than usual? So with that premise, today we'll discuss about various practices one can do to get better quality of sleep at night. And we have Ms. Malathi Vivek as a guest speaker today. Namaste, Malathi ji.
Namaste.
So Malathi ji has been a long-term yoga practitioner herself. She has completed yoga instructor course and MSc in yoga from S. Vyasa Yoga University from, I think, 2016, right? 2016.
Yes.
2016 batch, yeah. So for many of you who have been pursuing YSC as an MSc from S. Vyasa, so Malathi ma'am is our super senior, okay? And ever since then, she has been specializing in yoga therapy in women's well-being, especially in helping people overcome challenges like PCOD, PCOS, fibrosis, fibroids, and especially she is well known for her contribution in the area of prenatal and postnatal yoga therapies. So every now and then we'll see wonderful testimonials being given by students in the prenatal and postnatal space. And very recently, she has been recognized with Wellness Icon of the Year award. So many congratulations to you, ma'am, on behalf of all of us for your wonderful contribution and this recognition. Am I audible, Malathi? I think your screen froze.
Audible, like in between, your voice is breaking for me, so the video is also frozen. So
okay. Sriharji, could you please confirm whether
it is good for us? Audio video is good for me.
Okay. So
Malathi ma'am's voice is breaking slightly.
Yeah, ma'am, I think it's your network. If you can check again.
Just check my network 1 second.
Okay, we'll hold for a minute.
And now is it better?
Yeah. Yes, it's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Am I audible now?
You're audible, yeah. So Malathi ji, once again, welcome to the 4 a.m. club. So today we would like to know from you, first, before we step into the topic of the day, tell us a little bit about how has been your journey. What is your daily yoga practice like? How many sessions do you do? What kind of students come to you? And what kind of stories people share having gone through yoga therapy? You have been also the lead examiner for many YCB examinations in the recent past. So tell us about your journey, ma'am, please.
So thank you, Manjunath, for welcoming me for this session. So it is nice to know that you have started all these things, getting up early and starting this daily yoga session at 5 o'clock, so that it is very good regime for all the yoga practitioners. So my journey started with from 2002, after my degree. So then I had a very good spiritual teacher which I came across. So from there, my yoga journey began, and I was staying there with her for 12 years under her supervision, guiding with all kind of yoga practices. Then after my marriage, you all know that, so we have a lot of complications and challenges to be faced. So after my son's birth, so I had to shift my career. So then I began with my practice yoga journey, where I started with my yoga certification course, which I was well known for it. So I decided that I had to take that as a career. And then MSc happened, and then I decided that, so I have to do something different, and which I had learned from so far. So then I started with pregnancy yoga. Many were doing it all kind of yoga, so I wanted something special. So I wanted to do something different, so that's the reason I started with pregnancy yoga, and which I had also adopted in my pregnancy. So my guru had taught me all those techniques what I am doing now. Maybe I would have added something different. The practices might be little different, or yoga practices I would have given some variations, but base is that. So whatever she has taught me, I am adopting the same technique, and I'm seeing wonderful results in natural labor, whether you say natural labor or any kind of thing. So they come with a different kinds of challenges like insomnia. So now we know that long lifestyle is leading to a different kind of stress and everything, and the stress is causing different kind of problems in working women, and mostly the pregnant women also. So that is where yoga has helped them in many ways to overcome those challenges. So stress, so then natural labor, then insomnia problem, all these things has been overcome by them. Then coming to the PCOD batches. So when I started the yoga session, so online yoga session was like a boon for many women. So when we started this online session, I came across many women facing this menstrual irregularities and PCODs. So that is where I started my PCOD sessions exclusively for them, and adopting many techniques, Ayurveda techniques and the yoga techniques that gave them a good results. So so that is why I decided, okay, we can move ahead with the same technique, whatever we have learned it, and the knowledge what we have from the Ayurveda technique and the yoga practices, we can give them many women, and they can overcome the medicines also. It is not only that PCOD can be cured, they can also correct their lifestyle, and they can also overcome the medications which they are undergoing from years. So that is what we have seen it. So I do run pregnancy batch, that is exclusively for pregnant women, and the PCOD batch, PCOD, menstrual irregularities. It is not only a PCOD, because now we have seen, because even the children's around the age of 14, 15, they are ending up with menstrual irregularities and PCOD problems. So right from the 15 age to up to their menstrual cycle age, reproductive age. So I have all kind of students in my PCOD batch. This is what my journey goes on.
Wonderful. Thank you. And do you also deal with cases of menopause?
Yes, menopause, they do have the complications, right? So perimenopausal stages. So that is where we even give the yoga with.
Okay. And you mentioned that you studied for 12 years under a guru. Tell us a little more about that. I know you live in Bangalore. I have been to your home. Your home is full of so many yoga books. So tell us about how was your experience of 12 years learning from a guru?
See, as a student, we don't know anything, no? So we will be in a student phase. You will know the value of a teaching only when you come out from that place. So though we were there for 12 years, and we used to visit only on weekends, like Saturday, Sunday. Our journey started on Sundays because many were working at that when in our group, we were around 12 people, 12 students. So those 12 students, they were working in different fields, and they were more were from IT companies itself. So like it was only on Sunday we used to visit her, and we used to learn a lot from her, like yoga practices. Then she was following a Bihar school of yoga tradition. That is what I'm getting got trained to. Then Bhagavad Gita chanting, or Ramcharitmanas chanting, the importance of Bhakti yoga, importance of Karma yoga was given to us. And then meditation part was pranayama meditation part was there. So we were not put into the yoga, not much strict, like coming to the asana part, whatever we are seeing now. Asana helps you this way, asana helps you that way. We were not put into that. Asana was a practice for us to reach to the higher stages of dhyana. So whatever we call it as Patanjali in Ashtanga Yoga, so Dharana, Dhyana, all those things. So asana was a step to reach that. So we were given that kind of importance, not much importance to the asana part. And pranayama was given more importance. Then the dhyana was given more importance for us. When I came out as a yoga instructor, then I came to know the value of the teachings was given to us, whether it is named as a meditation, whether it is named as a asana. So how asana was treated outside, how asana was given more importance to us. All these things were, I came to know a lot of difference in that. And the meditation part was also, so we were given different kinds of meditation based on our individuality. So everyone cannot take all kind of meditation and all kind of practices. She used to understand it is individual specific. The feedback given by the students, and the feedback given by the like us, the each practices used to act on us in a different ways, whether it is a physical level or it is a mental level. So she used to see all these things, and she used to give us the practices. That is how we were trained us.
Wonderful. You are very lucky to be having such a guru for a long time. And okay, so now shifting a little bit towards uh, the yoga for women, right? Tell us few stories which really moved you as a yoga teacher when students come and tell you about how it helped them in their journey with whether it could be overcoming PCOD, PCOS, or helping them in their prenatal, postnatal stage, physiologically, or even in anxiety, depression. Tell us few stories of your students.
Okay. So so far, I've handled more than 300 to 500 plus of pregnant women and the PCOD women also.
Mm.
So coming to the pregnancy, because that is my passion. I don't know. So like I just chose it as a interest, and that became a passion to help many pregnant women. So pregnant women come with many problems, like see this thing. Yeah, like I said, stress is the leading one, because many are IT employees, and they want this. So they face a lot of challenges when they have to balance the home and as well as the work pressure. The two, during the lockdown, I saw too much of pressure on women. They were in calls and extending the calls up to 12 o'clock, 11 o'clock in the night, and they were unable to manage house as well as the office calls and the office stress. Second thing is, in women who have a second child. So that was the challenging part which I have seen. So first, they have a small child around 3 to 4 years, and the second child will be pregnant, and they're unable to manage many things. Now it is not only with this one, many women, it is common with all women who are not even a pregnant. Also, they face many challenges. At that time, yoga was a boon for them, because they could manage their stress, BP, high BP, and the diabetes. They were more prone to diabetes also, and low BP were there. Insomnia rates were high, and they couldn't sleep at all. They used to, even if they sleep also, it is less number of hours of sleep, which it used to disturb their daily activities. And then we commonly see the now more blood flow to the uh, this thing umbilical cord and to the fetus. That is how doctors are putting them to the ecosprin and many other tablets nowadays. So this is are the challenges which I saw during the lockdown. This were the common things which was seen in the lockdown period. And then now this is extending also. Many women lack physical activity nowadays, whatever it could be, whether it is a pregnant woman or it is a PCOD women. Many women lack the physical activity. It could be any kind of physical activity. So they're lacking the physical activity. Late night sleeping is becoming a common over nowadays, and irregular lifestyles. No proper sleeping, no proper eating timing, regular timings also. These are leading them to in a different kinds of challenges also. So coming to the PCOD women, so again, it is a lifestyle management, wrong lifestyle. They won't sleep in time, or due to their due to their office timings, or because of their office other things also is involved. It is not only the office things. Many people doesn't want to sleep early also. So these are the things that they are taking care of. Late night sleeping, and then not having their food in time, or no physical activity. So no proper sleep also. This is leading them to a problem kind indigestion, constipation, and all those things, and that is ending up with the menstrual irregularities. Women are more sensitive to the menstruations. So once it causes some kind of a disturbance in their imbalance in the hormones, this will disturb directly their either the menstrual irregularities or the thyroid problem. So that is how we are able to see them.
So you mentioned lifestyle and sleep are the hashtags that emerged from what you narrated. So now let's transition into the topic of the day. You know, we spoke a little before this event as well, and I was mentioning that very rarely people switch off and go to sleep. Let's say 9 p.m. is unheard of nowadays of people going to sleep. You know, the best people could manage probably is at 10 p.m., right? Irrespective of which time zone they are into. And many people complain that I'm able to sleep only at 11 p.m., 12 p.m. So how can I get up early? Okay. So this is a common complaint. So today, can we all come in the tiles mode? Maybe some people can come on video. Can some people come on video, please? Sriharaji, if you can put the tiles mode. Yeah. See, we were wondering what should we encourage as the next habit for us to inculcate. And one of the habits that we were discussing with Malathi ma'am was, why don't we encourage people to eat early, have dinner early, at least 2 hours before the sleep. So challenge here is that many people don't even know what time they're going to sleep. So what time will you have dinner? And ideally, it is encouraged to have dinner around sunset time. So anywhere between 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. So 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. is the time when people have snacks, coffee, tea, right? So, and then when will people cook and when will they have dinner? So this whole habit of eating early or at least 2 hours before sleeping, I'm not sure how many of you will find it practical. So anyone would like to give a thumbs up who are following the practice of eating early in the evening? Anyone amongst 35 people? Anyone who is completing their dinner around, let's say, 7 p.m. at least? Okay, one person is there. Raji is okay. Raji's. So Raji, can you just tell us about your habit of consuming food early?
Yeah, sure. So
yeah, go ahead.
So it started with my 2 years before, right? I had to undergo an Ayurvedic treatment for my patient. And the doctor had put me on diet restrictions, like no sour food and things like that. And it started with that. And I had to give up my tea, right? Like I can't have milk. So I stopped taking tea and coffee. Coffee anyway, I never used to have. And I stopped this snacking, right? The biscuits and the fried items, whatever snacks that you generally stock at home. So that means I have an early lunch. Like I have about at around 12 o'clock, I have my lunch. And then my next meal is at, I get very hungry by 6. So that's when I decided if I eat, then it becomes late by 9, right? So that's when I decided, let me finish my dinner by 6:30. And that's how it all started. Started with my Ayurvedic treatment, and then I had to cut down on several diets. And then I thought, why not build this, right? So if you ask me 2 years before, like you have to cut down your meal by 2, I will be like wondering, it's just not possible, right? But now with various other practices, I'm listening to my body when I'm hungry. I, of course, reach out to, I just finish my meal by 6:30 or 7 max. I don't go beyond that. So it feels like it's a good, I mean, when you go sleep and when you're able to have your, when it's light for you, right? When your tummy is light, then it feels a lot more better, right? It really adds up to your quality of sleep. So that is my experience. And you will not have the craving, you'll not have the, what to say, you'll not feel like having something in between. So I just have my milk, I just have my warm water, and then I have my kashaya, like in the sense, you have the dhania, you have the ginger, sukku and all, right? Dry ginger, or you just boil, just that's the only one I have at around 4 p.m. And I know it's been working for me.
Wonderful. And who cooks at home?
I have a cook, so that makes it easier. So I consciously, because of this, right, I had made a lot of changes. So I have a cook who cooks to our needs. So she cooks by 6:30, she's done. And that's really helping me, because with the work and with the children, it's insanely impossible to do everything, right? So, and she comes in the morning and she comes in the evening. She makes it to our needs, and it really works well for me.
Wonderful. It's really nice that you have been able to inculcate early dinner habit, because I find that we did that in our home and we managed it for quite a long time, and somehow the evening schedule goes here and there. Okay, mornings are at least relatively more systematic. So, ma'am, the question to Malathi ji. Thank you, Raji. Thank you for sharing your experience, and I see few more hands who follow the early dinner method. We'll come back to that. So, Malti ma'am, from your experience, how many of your students have been able to inculcate early dinner habits? What's the story from your students?
80% of my students adopt this, because in my class, no, I make them strict in they have to follow the lifestyle correction.
Okay.
Second, lifestyle correction includes the early dinner, waking up early. Waking up early, they have to do it because they have to attend my session. That I don't have to do anything extra. So early dinner, I make it a point, at least by max 8:30, they have to finish it off. Sometimes if it goes heavy, it's okay, fine. But most of the time, I tell them to do it early dinner itself. So early dinner, they will do it, and then they will follow the early sleeping method. If not, at least Saturdays and weekends, I'll give them the little way off. They can do the cheating part on Saturday and Sunday. Remaining days, they will follow it.
So, like cheat meal, you have cheat sleep time as well for weekend.
Yes. See, they have to go party. It, all these things are there, no? So we can't stop them. So many are still into those kind of things, no? How do we stop them? Then they wanted to stop the yoga than that. Okay, so better at least weekends we can give them some cheating
leeway. Okay. Okay. So now, for those people whose day ends only between 10 p.m. and 11 p.m., even from a work point of view, also there are many people who work in different shifts. It's not easy for them to wind up their day earlier. Okay, so because I find that many people complain that I'm unable to have my dinner early. Now that people have been called back to office, so having dinner between 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. is almost very, very challenging now for people. They might be commuting from office back to home, very difficult. Even if food is ready at home between 6 and 7 p.m., consuming it is difficult. So for those people who are unable to follow this, what is the next best method to make sure that they get good quality of sleep?
I would advise in this case early, like a heavy lunch. That way, you can modify it. So heavy lunch, light dinner, like they can stick to see if it is possible they can carry the box. If it is not possible, so if even if they are having late around say around 8:30 or 9 o'clock, or between 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock, they're having it. Let them have the easy digestible dinner, not heavy dinner. Like when it comes to a different location, it varies. So when it goes to a Chennai, it would be idli or dosa. For when it is a Karnataka people, it would be a rice and curry. Or if it is a North Indian zone, then it would be around like a roti chawal or roti dal or roti sabzi, whatever it is. Light dinner instead of having the heavy dinner, light dinner which can be digestible. So that way they can modify it. Then second thing is gap between the sleep and your dinner should be minimum 2 hours. So if you are having the dinner at 9 o'clock, then you have to sleep at least by 10:30. You should 10:30, maximum by 10 before 11 you can go to a sleep. So that is how you can do it. But that gap is important because once you have a light dinner, and then you are able to digest it. Once the sunset happens, metabolic rate goes down, so whatever you have it also, you can't even go for a sleep. Even if you sleep also, that will end up into your indigestion issue. Then morning when you wake up, your bowel may not pass, or you might have a constipation issue, or you might have some kind of acidity issue, heartburn issues, or headache. Few people will face the headache also. These are the common problems which we see it when they have the late dinner. And even if your sleep quality is not good because of that, these are the common issues can be seen.
So I'm noting two things so far. One, early dinner, and two, 2 hours gap between dinner and sleeping time. Okay, now help us with a bunch of practices that we can do just before going to sleep, which will influence the sleep quality.
Okay, coming to the yoga part, we can adopt yoga practices, whatever we have learned, this pranayama part. So that to breathing technique, this abdominal breathing. Now you are all familiar with abdominal breathing. So adopt abdominal breathing. That is the best method which you can adopt before going to sleep. So, and one more thing is, second, you have to cut down from all the gadgets, no YouTube, no series, all these things before going to bed. You are stimulating. So once you start stimulating your mind, your brain activities, no, your mind will not go to a sleep also. So stimulants also you should not do it. Mobile is also a part of the stimulant. You have to create a happy hormones. So that happy hormone is your dopamine, all those things are there, no, serotonin, all these things are happy hormones. So those happy hormones are helping you to sleep. Second thing is melatonin. Melatonin is the one more hormone which gets corrected only in the sleep itself. That is the reason sleep is very much important. Early sleep is very much important. So what are the techniques can be used? Yoga. So in yoga, adopt abdominal breathing, deep abdominal breathing. What you do it, you just adopt that up to 21 rounds. You can start doing it. Slowly you do it, and then you will go to bed. This will enhance your sleep quality also. The deep sleep also will enhance. Second thing is what you can do is if you have time, I can do further more practices. Then you can adopt Nadi Shuddhi Pranayama also up to 21 rounds. Anulom Vilom, what we call. So you can opt that. Then Brahmari Pranayama is also helpful. So these three are helpful. First thing is abdominal breathing. Simple abdomen breathing only will affect you a lot. You can even stick to the same practice. But if you have a time, I can stick to other more practices. Then you can adopt Nadi Shuddhi Pranayam and the Brahmari Pranayam. These three are wonderful up to 21 rounds. You can adopt this. This will enhance the sleep quality.
Hmm. And have you seen people reporting that they've been able to sleep better with these practices?
Yes, definitely. Yes. Even we do it when our schedule goes wrong. Also, we will also do it. And even all my students will, that especially these working women's and pregnant women, we tell them to do this when they complain that they don't have a proper sleep. They have come out with a better results, and they have seen a lot of changes, so that they made that part of their life itself. So they'll adopt these practices as their part of life.
Okay. And how about some of the Ayurveda suggestions like applying
Yes.
oil?
Yes. See, when these things cannot be done, you can use this technique also, this Ayurveda method called as Pada Abhyanga. See, pada is foot, abhyanga is massaging the foot. So this is one of the Ayurveda procedure and Dinacharya procedure also. So what you can do is commonly coconut oil is advised. You can take a warm coconut oil, lukewarm coconut oil, and it should not be heated directly to the flame. You have to do it as a double boiling. Like we take a big container, warm water in a big container. You can pour 1 or 2 spoons of coconut oil to that small bowl and put it into that hot water. After few minutes, no, 1 or 2 minutes, it becomes lukewarm. Use that oil. It is not advised to eat it on the flame directly. That oil you should take it and you should massage your feet. I'll show you how to massage from the upward movement to the downward movement. You should do this before going to bed. For this also, even the pada bhanga, even for this, you have to have early dinner, 2 hours gap, minimum 1 hours, 1 hour 30 minutes to 2 hours gap is recommended for this also. Nothing is done with empty filled stomach. Okay, so then you have to massage. After few minutes, if you keep massaging up to 1 to 2 minutes, gradually will end up with a sleep. So this is the procedure we follow, or you can take it. So those who are married, you can take the help of your spouse and do it. So those who are single, you can do it self.
See, the challenge there is, madam, challenge there is the person who gets the massage first goes to sleep. What about the other person?
That is why it should happen simultaneously. See, we can't do it one person till the one person can finish. We can't do that way. We have to do it simultaneously. So one person, like if this other person and both persons when they do it together simultaneously, it will help them both to go to sleep immediately. Okay. So this is how the procedure is. See, the foot part, take the oil over here, and you just start from this toes part, from top of the toes. Okay, you just start applying the oil from this part and then move downward. When it comes to the downward, there is a hollow space over here, and then give a gentle massage. This is the part which is connected to your eyes also. The moment you start massaging over here, you will tend to feel like drowsing also. Okay, so here you have to do a circular movements only, and no hard massage, gentle massage. Only few people will need a hard massage. In that cases, you have to watch your body and do it. Okay, give a gentle massage and then gradually go down, and then give a massage to all these points and the heel part also. So give all this massage from here nicely up to 2 minutes. You can do it. Okay, so and use the lukewarm oil itself. When you do is do these procedures, you might even get a burp also. Those who have indigestion issues or some kind of bloating issues or constipation issue, they might get a burp. That is okay. When you do this, getting a burp is okay. You will experience this kind of things also, and gives gentle massage up to 2 minutes. You will go to a sleep. Sleep
So,
quality also will increase, and the duration also. See, even if you have a sleep for 3 or less than 7 hours or 6 hours also, that the quality of the sleep will improve.
okay, so it should be done both the feet. Yeah.
Yes, both feet we have to do this.
So is there any contraindication in terms of age limit or which season, etc.?
See, all season we can do this. Depending upon the season, you have to use the oil, and depending upon your body conditions, you have to use the oil. See, summer, we usually use ghee or coconut oil. Okay, and you have to watch if your body is prone to too much of heat all the time. I am heated up. I have a rashes. I feel boil in my body. Then use coconut oil or ghee. They both give the wonderful results. And when it comes to a rainy season, so rainy season, in that cases also your vata will be more. At that time you can use this gingerly oil. Those who can use the gingerly oil user, you can use it. Those who have the mustard oil user, they can use the mustard oil. And then coming to the winter season, you can use again the coconut oil or the gingerly oil or the mustard oil.
And is heating the oil with the double heating method you mentioned, is that important? Can't we simply apply cold oil?
No, it is important. It has see, it transfers from one temperature to the other temperature, and it has a different effect on the body also.
Okay, because when you're in a mood to go to sleep Again, so if someone has to go to the kitchen and heat that too, if I used to use this chai making kind of handle, okay, and I used to put oil in there and put it on the stove. And now that you're saying that we should not heat the oil directly, it means now I have to use a bowl, put water in that, heat the water, and take the oil in another small container and put it inside a bigger container. Isn't this too much logistically?
Yes, it is too much. See, people who have time, so they can do this Pada Bhyanga. If they don't have the time anyway, yoga is there. Abdominal breathing is a simple one where you don't have to do anything. You have to lie down and then do it.
Okay,
Will
okay.
not consume much of your time also. And see, you have to decide. So whenever you are like when you have a sufficient amount of time, like say around weekly 3 times. If it is not possible all 7 days a week, weekends definitely we can make a point to do it. At least weekdays 2 to 3 days or 2 days in a week, you just try to adopt this and adopt yoga as a other method. So first you give the preference to the yoga whichever is suitable to you. For all everything is not possible. For all everything will not suit also. Maybe your time may not support, or you might not have like a proper planning, or it depends upon your schedule also. In that cases, when you have a less time, choose yoga as a practice because you can sit on the bed and you can go for it. When you have a sufficient amount of time, use the Pada Bhyanga.
Wonderful. All right, so let me do a recap. Did we leave out any other practice? Have we covered everything?
Yes, we covered it.
Okay. So I'll just do a quick revision of all the practices you suggested. 1, early dinner. 2, at least 2 hours gap between dinner and sleeping time. 3, gadget-free time before we go to sleep. I think this is going to be very difficult for most people, including me.
Everything is difficult, but we have to adopt it, right? We have to start doing it. Okay, we have to tell her, but that is how our Patanjali Sutra will help. That we have to start apply practically. Then it is when we know what are the challenges we are facing it. Then after a few days, you will get used to it.
Okay, so gadgets away before we sleep. So people suggest that at least 30 minutes to 1 hour before we sleep, we should keep our gadgets away, including mobile, TV, laptop, everything. Let's see how successful we can be in this gadgets department. And the next thing you mentioned is different pranayama practices, abdominal breathing, and Brahmari, Nadi Shuddhi, and Padabhyanga.
Yes.
Right. So some people do chanting as well. So sound helps. And many people also go for nowadays a lot of apps. Again, that's contradicting with the philosophy of keeping the gadgets away. But yeah, you can keep your mobile in aeroplane mode and play some sound, nice music. There are nice yoga nidras which will put you to sleep. So people can make use of those musics and audio guided experiences as well. And yeah, so these are the practices that we discussed so far. I think I remember in S. Vyasa, they suggested a special practice for special sleep technique, which was a combination of all the levels of breathing, that is abdominal breathing, thoracic breathing, clavicular breathing, and then full yogic breathing, followed by akara, ukara, makara, and sometimes in reverse order as well. So again, depending on time available, you could probably practice those. Now, this is an open question to the audience. You can probably type in the chat window and suggest which one of these would you like to go for first? Quite a few practices, right? We may not do all these things in one go, because see, from tomorrow onwards, I have to start posting habit number 3. I don't know, we should give it a nice name. Something like sleeping better or pre-sleeping practices or something like that. Yeah, so Rajesh is saying pranayama first. Okay. So easier, right? I mean, you just sit there and maybe even abdominal breathing can be done sleeping as well. Ganesh says early dinner. I saw that Aditya and few others raised their hand for early dinner as well. They must be doing it already. Yeah. Is that Srihariji? Is that you saying that having dinner 2 hours before sleep? Okay, yeah. Yeah, pre-sleeping practices. Sukanyaji, thank you so much for giving it a nice name. We'll call this as pre-sleeping practices as the third habit, abdominal breathing, early dinner, 2 hours gap before sleep. So we'll see, I mean, whatever is conducive. So from tomorrow onwards, I'm going to post, or maybe tonight. Now let's start tomorrow, right? Navratri day. I'll start posting it as pre-sleeping practices and probably put some practices in the bracket. Early dinner, 2 hours gap, no gadgets before sleeping, pranayama, chanting, etc. Then you post depending upon whichever practice you're following. Okay. So any questions? You might raise your hand, we'll unmute, and then you can ask a question. Any questions on this? Yeah, Aditya, go ahead.
Yeah, I have a question, Malathi. Like, I have been practicing 2 meals a day session, a regime from 3 meals. So now I have started skipping dinner and I'm feeling more energetic. My wife is worried whether it's the right thing to do or not, but I am myself feeling very, very energetic. So is it the right thing to do, or you suggest still a light dinner?
So your body is signaling, with energetic. So that is the sign of good. So you can continue that.
In fact, Aditya, I want to just add a fun connotation here. In Kannada, there is a fun saying that, Vandu hattu undava yogi means the one who eats once a day is a yogi. Yaradu hattu undava bhogi. The one who consumes food twice a day is a bhogi. Moor hattu undavna etkondogi means the one who eats thrice a day. I mean, the literal translation is the one who eats thrice a day, take him away, as if you're carrying, 4 people are carrying him away. That's the saying. So essentially, for intense yoga practitioners, even 1 meal a day is good enough. And intense practitioners in the Himalayan region, they consume just 1 potato per day, and they even say that one potato is also too much. Just half potato will do. So I was reading this book called The Journey Home, Radhanath Swami, Richard Slavin's autobiography. So he, near Rishikesh on the banks of Ganga River, he used to sit on a rock whole day, morning till evening, and meditate. And he used to eat just 1 carrot at the end of the day. That 2 carrots used to be given by someone else nearby. So he used to just manage with 1 carrot a day. So I must say that probably there is some Ujas influence happening there, Aditya. Ujas has not been able to join today. Ujas is turning a fruitarian. He only lives on fruits. And gradually he wants to turn into a breatharian, only living on breath and consuming some liquids once in a while. So interesting. So 2 meals a day, I think, yeah, we should practice and see how it evolves. I have never practiced that, Aditya. Probably you should. How long have you been doing this, Aditya? 2 meals a day?
Almost 6 months now, yeah.
Okay, so you consume breakfast and lunch?
Breakfast at 8 and lunch at 2 p.m. Yeah.
2 p.m. And no dinner at all?
No dinner. And at times when I get invited for dinner, I have to politely just shut it down or just be there and take water.
Wonderful. So either light dinner or gradually reduce the dinner quantity and maybe the type of food that we eat, and then gradually experiment with 2 meals a day.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, wonderful.
Maybe, yeah. To start off with, just have light khichdi or something, and then that too can be gradually reduced to nothing.
Okay. Thank you, Aditya. Ganesh, you can unmute and ask.
More here.
Yes,
I want
ma'am.
to add one line over here. See, I would always advise, okay, whatever you have eaten so far, from your childhood, continue that procedure. Okay, whatever, depending upon your places, whatever you have taken, do not change anything. The change itself is causing too many complications in us, and our body is leading to a different kinds of disease. See, no any change what you make it, okay, that it will not show any kind of result in short span. It will lead you into a long time problem. okay, where you are unable to even to make it out of what made me this and how happened is the next big question. This is from my experience as well, and whatever I have seen from my students, I'm giving you this. I'm generalizing this. Okay. So eat what you have eaten so far. Do not change in the name of good. This is good. This is good. Though that it has mentioned that is good. This food is good. This grain is good. These nuts are good for me. No, your body will signal you like whether it is good or not, whether it is able to take it or not. How? First thing is, if it is good for you in the energy wise, you can even make it out from the energy wise. How is your energy? Second thing is, how is your appetite? Whether my digestion is good or not. If it is not suiting your body at any point of time, any new introduction to you, any new anything new which you introduce, no, as a part of your diet in the name, it is good. Okay, so that will signal you with the indigestion. First thing is you have to watch, whether I'm able to digest this, whether my body is able to digest it properly. So once, twice. See, first time introducing that will lead you into that. Second or third time when it repeats the same thing, then it is a clear signal that it is not suiting your body. So you have to watch your appetite, watch your digestion, that Agni, what we call, no? You watch that and then go ahead with whatever thing you wanted to introduce. Now we are hearing a lot of so many things with so many advertisements, so many things are, so many informations are coming into, but watch your body.
Perfect. Thank you. Yeah, Ganesh, please go ahead and unmute.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. So my question is, so after dinner, so going for a short walking, is it helps or how is it? Because I came across from my sports guru or the teachers, they advise this one. So just give that thoughts.
Yes, few have this habit of going to a walk. Few feel very good after going to a walk. You can continue. There is again a controversial thing. Few says it is not recommended. Few says you have to go to your walk. So what it suits you, you please do it.
So I think we can also refer, Ganesh, to the Ayurveda principles that look at the energy distribution, right? People say you should not take bath right after having food, at least for some duration, because the homeostasis tries to balance the temperature in the body by distributing the temperature to different parts of the body, to the skin, to maintain the neutrality of temperature. So your Agni, which is supposed to digest the food, is now channelized elsewhere across the skin. So that's the reason we should not take bath. Similarly, as per Ayurveda, brisk walk is not ideal because people tend to have a tendency of having dinner and they'll go for like half an hour brisk walk. So specifically in Ayurveda, it says go for 100 steps stroll, casual walk. So 100 steps is an indication, not necessarily exactly 100 steps, a brief walk, so that you just help digestion, but not really overexert the energy. So that energy is focused towards jatara rather than towards walking.
Yeah, thanks, Jay. It helps.
Thank you. Yeah, Raji, you have a question? You have raised your hand, and even Srihari.
I have a very tactical question, ma'am. One on the Pada Abhyanga, you told we have to apply ghee or coconut oil, right? Should we wipe it after that? Because then going with that in the bed is...
She's worried about bedsheet now, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I wanted to tell that also. I forgot actually to mention about that. See, when you start massaging it, no, your body will absorb, your foot will absorb the oil. It doesn't even stay it on the skin also. Okay, so you don't have to worry about wiping it out. Second thing is, so if you have that because we women we have to take care of all the bed part also, so that is the next thing, no? So you can put some whole cloth or something like that under your feet, where your oil, even if it is there left out, any remaining oil, even if it is left out also, so that it doesn't spread it on the bed sheet. So you can use any other old cloth also, that will also will do. But most of the time when you massage, no, oil will not be there on your feet.
I like this question, Raji. Thank you. Pretty practical.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, Srihari, please go ahead.
Yeah, namaste everyone. So both Lalita and I are students of Malathi ma'am. Even my daughters are students of Malathi ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. So now coming to my question, as soon as I eat, whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, I almost go to sleep. So how can I postpone my drowsiness?
See, it depends what type of a food you are taking also. See, for me, example, if I take a curd, no, tend to eat whether it is noon or usually curd is not advised in the dinner. So noon when I take curd, so curd is good. Actually, we have to take it. But then when the moment I take a curd, I feel drowsy. Okay, every time I check this. So this is my problem. So then I consulted my Ayurveda doctor what to do. Every time whenever I take a curd, only with the curd I have this problem. So then she suggested me that she modified the way to take the curd itself. Like to add a coconut or seasoning the curd. So like that, she modified. She told me, why don't you take it in that form? So when I started in that form, no, then I didn't get a drowsiness even after taking the curd. See, the some food is causing you the drowsiness. You have to identify which one is that. Okay, that is not suiting you, or that is causing your tamasic energy inside your body. That is the reason you first identify that. This is my personal example, the curd part. So whenever I take a curd, I have this issue.
And anyway, curd is Varjita in dinner as per Ayurveda. So, we can avoid curds in the night. Okay. Amit, you have a question? Amit is skydiving and asking a question. Go ahead. Not audible, Amit. Are others able to hear, Amit?
Yeah, I'm able to.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
Am I audible now?
Yes, go ahead.
Yes.
So my question is, like right now we are having this opportunity to have dinner at home because of lockdown, and but once we start going to office, so we tend to get back home around 10. So like I have started because I have been having this habit of finishing dinner around 7 from long time, but so what I used to do, I used to take dinner uh, with my lunch also. I mean, in the morning also only. But then I started facing digestion issues because that food I think become tamasic by the evening. So what can we have by 7 if we are in office, and it will be helpful.
Hmm.
Okay. In that case, so if your office is providing you the dinner, you can have it there. If not, carry a additional dabba from home itself for your dinner. Even if that is also not possible, then you have to work for less duration. So try coming home at least maximum by 8 o'clock. In that way, you can. These are the only things. So see, everything is situation. Every situation you have to modify. We can't say. So I might say in my point of view or my experiences. But when it comes to you, you know how easily you can handle that and how confidently you can handle that. That way you have to modify it.
Yes, that was the question. That when you are saying additional dinner we can carry. So what can we carry in the dinner? That,
No, there is some disturbance. I didn't hear that line.
So his question is, what can we carry lunch dabba, or what can we have for dinner?
Fruits, it is not advisable to take it in the night after the sunset happens. Fruit is not advisable. So you carry your lunch itself, whatever you are used to, you carry that lunch, extra lunch, pack one more dabba extra and then have it in the dinner.
Mm-hmm. Or Amit, you can follow Aditya's diet, just breakfast and lunch, and gradually reduce. I think this is going to be quite challenging for many to follow just 2 meals a day. So I think it's good to experiment and see how, how conducive it is for us to sustain that practice. Yeah, but great to see that Aditya has been doing it for 6 months. Yeah. All right. So we'll last couple of minutes to go. Any other question? Otherwise, we'll probably end it with a minute of silence. Yeah. So Sukanya ji, please go ahead.
My question was not from the diet part. My question was from the pregnancy. This thing, if it is possible, can I ask?
Yeah, please go ahead.
So there are some asanas mentioned in the book also, in our book, Common Ailments book, that is where you have to take your legs above the head. So like halasana and sarvangasana kind of thing. Is it advisable to take the legs above the heart or above the head itself when you are in your menstruation, or?
I'm not sure about the book which you are mentioning in the common ailments, how they mentioned about this pregnancy part. So that I'm still not sure. Second thing is, it is not advisable if you are not a practitioner. If you are early practice before the pregnancy, if you are a practitioner or even of Sarvangasana or Shirshasana, it is recommended to do it in your pregnancy also under the supervision.
Not pregnancy,
not
basically, it's menstruation, which my question is.
Okay. Menstruation, you can, Ardha Halasana is, I think, which posture, if it is completely lifting inverted posture parallel to the floor, then it is not advisable. If it is 90-degree position, it is advisable.
So you can go inversion?
Inversion in the sense 90 degrees. See, if your body is bringing the legs, Ardha Halasana is, your body legs are parallel to the floor and you are lifting. Like Sarvangasana, you remember, right? From Sarvangasana, when you go to the Halasana towards the head region, it is not advisable. Even Sarvangasana is not advisable. Lifting anything away, your hip up away from the mat is not advisable.
Okay. So hip should not go away from the mat. It should not lift from the floor itself. Yes. Hip should be below the heart region. That's it.
Yes.
Leg position can go. Leg can go up in the air.
See, legs can go, but you should not lift the hip. If your question is related to the menstruation, you are not supposed to do that. Usually, see, that too in common elements, how can they mention about the menstruation? During the menstruation, even no asana has been recommended. Okay.
Yeah, actually, even we don't practice that because I have read this inversion should not be practiced when you are menstruating and all because of your Udana Vayu and the other reasons also. But I was little confused, so I wanted to confirm whether it is right or not. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you. So Raji, thanks for mentioning that soups are good for dinner, for light dinner. That's perfect. And last question of the day, Chandran Shiva is asking about meditation before going to sleep. Will it help or not?
It depends. And before that, you have to calm down your mind. So if you are filled with too much of thoughts and the moment you sit for the meditation, only thoughts will come in front of you. So first, calm down your mind. So for calming the mind, you have to adopt either this pranayama, nadishuddhi, brahmari, before that abdominal breathing. Once you calm down your mind, then meditation is easy. Directly meditation is not advisable because of the day your activities throughout the day.
Thank you. Thank you, Maltaji, for your time and sharing all these tips. There can be a lot of additional practices like the visualization practices and in the mind space, that is. And there are interesting practices like keeping your thoughts away one by one and gratitude practices, etc. Probably we'll have one more round of discussion on those kind of practices as well subsequently. So today we learned whatever we learned. Let's start implementing as many as we can, starting with the simple ones, progressing to additional ones as we can. Thank you so much. We'll sit in silence for 1 minute and then close the session. You can sit straight, on the feet firmly on the ground, spine straight, close your eyes, and we'll sit in silence for a minute. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful day, and let's continue to inculcate more and more Sattvic habits in our lives and spread it to more people. Thank you. Thank you, Malathi ma'am, for joining.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Sri Hariji. Thanks, everyone. Have a good day.
Thank you. Thank you.